Hello and welcome to another playthrough of Bannerlord. This is going to be a little bit modded, and we're going to be playing with Banner Kings primarily. Obviously, this is the mod that tries to incorporate a lot more depth to the campaign map in general, and a lot of other complexities that you might find in a game such as Crusader Kings, and it's trying to marry the two together, so Bannerlord and Crusader Kings equals Banner Kings, of course. Anyway, as per usual, if you would like to check out the mods that I'm using and my mod load order, then there will be a list in the description below the video. And otherwise, I've also kind of changed things up a little bit by downloading a mod that changes the map to resemble Europe. And I think that's actually kind of cool. I like that quite a bit. I actually wanted initially to go for different units as well, different factions. But unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, that mod is not updated for the full version. Anyway, do have a bunch of other mods there, but you can see exactly what's going on with that. Anyway, obviously, usually I go for Vlandians just purely for the fact that it gives you 15% more income while serving as a mercenary. Usually that is my go-to. But in this case, I actually feel like going for something a little bit different, because as far as I am aware, if you choose the Vlandian culture, you start in France or near to the Spanish-France border. So I'm not sure if I really want to start there. Obviously, there is the UK there's England, you know, so I'm thinking, hey, maybe we should just go for that, because that's obviously where I'm from, kind of makes sense in a sort of thematic kind of way. And also, Botanians do have that 50% less speed penalty and 15% increased sight range in forests, which is actually kind of cool, in my opinion. So I'm thinking we'll probably play as the Botanians, just purely for the fact of that. There are a bunch of other things, of course, but we also have to take into account the complexities and the depth that Banner Kings is going to provide. And let me tell you, when I started up this, I started this up earlier, and I thought to myself, okay, what is going on here? Yeah, I had some, let's just say I had some pretty big issues. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. What do I want to go for? That's the thing. I'm gonna think about, I'm thinking probably two-handed and bow right now, but yeah, there's a lot of other things that we could go for. I think two-handed and bow is probably gonna suit us quite well, considering we're gonna be playing, well, England, technically, but we're playing with Botanian units, of course. So, yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and I'm thinking, I might actually incorporate my little warband into the mod as well, if I can, because that's going to enable me to make custom troops, and I think that's always quite fun, isn't it? But maybe it's a bit too strong, you know? Maybe it's a bit too strong. So let me know what you think about that. And also, by the way, just let me know any mods that you see that you think would be a wonderful addition to the series, and if it's something that I can add in the middle without having to start a new game, then I will be more than happy to do that, as long as it doesn't compromise the stability of the game. Anyway, let's just take a quick look. Two-handed, athletics, and bow. I think I'll probably go for athletics and bow here. Let's go for two-handed and smithing, or what else? Bow and tactics. I think probably bow and tactics would probably be a little bit better here. And what else do we have? Steward and tactics, bow and engineering. I think we're going for a bit too much bow, aren't we? But there's also riding skill here, so I will be taking that once again. And then what else do we have here? One-handed and two-handed might be the way to go, actually. Yeah, we'll do one-handed and two-handed. And we're going to start at age 40. I think that seems like a pretty decent age to go for, considering I don't usually have children anyway, which is actually kind of amusing. Not sure why that doesn't happen ever, but yes, we never really are able to do that. And we're actually going to swap around things a little bit here, and we're just going to have this kind of banner. I think this is kind of cool for the Botanians, and we're also going to be changing it, of course, to a bear. Wonderful, wonderful. Alright, so now I'm obviously probably going to be playing with Bear Till. There doesn't really seem to be anything else that I can potentially do here. And because we're playing some kind of other mod, we're going to be playing as Bruce. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a Bruce, hasn't it? Yes, indeed. Anyway, we're just going to be playing on the Bannerlord preset with the player received difficulty down to 50%, because I don't want to die instantly to every single thing that comes across our path. And auto-allocate clan member perks. Okay. If I was playing with Distinguished Service right now, I would tick this on straight away. But I am not playing with Distinguished Service, so I'm thinking, you know what, I actually do want to choose my companion's perks, because some of the time that they're just going to be so much better. They're going to be very, very good. So I'm not going to auto-allocate, and obviously Iron Mode, I'm just going to leave that on the way it is. And otherwise, let's start and see exactly where we are. As far as I am aware, as I said to you before, we're probably going to be starting in England, which means that we're going to have to traverse the small body of water in between us and the greater continent, so obviously we'll see what we can do there. But here we go. This is the first screen that you're going to see upon starting a game with Banner Kings installed. You can start with the vanilla start, which is basically just adventurer. You can be an indebted lord, a mercenary, outlaw, robbed caravaneer, or a gladiator. Now, for me personally, I'm actually very much enjoying the idea of the gladiator, because it allows us to pretty much just go to tournaments and level ourselves up as fast as we possibly want to level up. It is actually kind of amazing how fast you can level this way, because here's the thing, whenever you choose a particular start or a particular lifestyle, as it is known in this game, well, with Banner Kings that is, you are basically given a perk of some kind, and the Gladiator is the one that I actually tried out earlier on, and it provides you with 200% extra skill bonus when you're in a tournament setting, and that is, in my opinion, quite amazing. I don't know what the others do, which is a little bit unfortunate, and bear in mind that our party size is going to be reduced by 40% for 5 years. Which is very significant, as you might expect. So not sure if we really want to do that. We could also play like this. We could play as a robbed caravaneer, and as you can see, your caravan has been recently harassed by criminals. Most of your belongings have been lost, and certainly all your dinars. A few goods, mules, and wounded soldiers remain. That's pretty much it. What about the outlaw? Lacking in morals, you assemble a party of like-minded brigands, making a living of stealing and plundering. Your efforts, however, have not gone unnoticed by the local authorities, and as a result, your criminal rating does not reduce for 5 years. Or you serve as a free mercenary company roaming around the continent in search of employment. After a long period of joblessness, you find your company on the verge of collapse, with little morale, food, and finances. And then, of course, you do have the indebted lord here. You start with some land, with a lordship title and all that other stuff. For me personally, I don't really want to do that. I would prefer to kind of work my way up, but obviously it's nice to know that you do have that option if you want to. I'm going to be playing with the Gladiator here. I think that that's the most fun, and we have received the Promising Athlete perk as a result here too. And as you see here, welcome to the Banner Kings mod. BK is Burger King. No, is a comprehensive mod that alters and expands various amounts of Bannerlord's non-combat systems. Below are some topics you can learn more about the impacts of the mod. So yeah, there's a huge amount of different things that you can do here. As you can see, massive amounts. I actually hope I'm going to be able to read about these things later on down the line. Also, soft limits are something that I actually feel are very, very cool to be implemented. And it basically makes it so that snowballing or factions that gain too many lords or gain too many fiefs have a relatively difficult time of things. And in my opinion, that's how it should be. You know, they should have a harder time if they have more people to deal with. And you also have religions in this as well. I'm actually just going to take a quick look at the religions here, because they are quite inherent in most of the gameplay. So we're just going to take a quick look at this. In Banner Kings, religions are attached to cultures and possibly factions. All heroes and settlements of that group will follow the adequate faith. All religions are defined by a few core aspects: their doctrines, rites, and divinities, and clergy. Doctrines are features of the faith. They may introduce buffs and debuffs, or slightly change the faith's behavior. Clergy are the representatives of the faith. They function as notables in settlements. Each faith has a different hierarchy of clergy with different titles and spawning at different types of settlements. The clergy are how heroes may interact with the faith. Through them, you may perform rites which will award you with piety, as well as receive blessings from the divinities. So, it's pretty important if you want to go that route. As far as I'm aware, you don't have to, but of course it's me, so I have actually no idea. Okay, so we do actually have the ability to pick something here. Because we've chosen Botania, this is the one that we are going to be following by the looks of things. And we've actually gained 100 piety as a result. And you can see here the creed of the Amra Olam. That which is wondrous and great is the long-standing folkloric tradition of the people who dwell up the Uchalian Plateau. Though outsiders are wont to confuse the Amra Olam as little more than tales of goblins, sprites, fair folk and woodland monsters, the creed itself is in fact a deeply involved cultural institution meant to instill the youth of Botania with the lessons of their forebears by way of colloquial metaphor. The Britham, law speakers and judges, more than often related to the headman of their village, maintain traditions, whilst the women of the Bandrui preach these tales to children with the hopes of driving them to boldness and hopeful ambitions later on in life. Cattle raiding, braggadocious dueling bouts, and no small amount of criminal activity, paired with lessons of mercy, make up much of what is learnt by those who follow the Amra Olam. Those seeking greater insight into the spiritual matters of the Botanians are more likely to be dissuaded by Britham law speakers, so as not to intrude upon the more esoteric matters handled by the practitioners of the Derwidden arts. And so the only reason why I'm going to be taking these people is generally because we have 100 piety with them, so why not? We might as well do that. And as you can see, we have started very adequately in London. Now, the only problem with this is that I'm very much hoping that I will not need a boat to be able to traverse the small body of water here, but I'm going to assume that the ferry will allow me to get across there. Anyway, we have no money whatsoever right now, so we're going to need to do something about that, and as a result, I'm going to be moving in here and selling my oil. As you can see, I can actually sell my oil for 1,750, which is actually kind of amazing. Pretty happy about that, to be honest. And we're just going to buy some food just to make sure that we have enough going forward, because you never know. Sometimes bad things can happen. Army of Poachers. We also have some tier 2 and tier 3 units. I apparently can't click on these to see them in the troop trees, which is actually kind of weird. I'm not sure why I can't do that. Mercenary Guard is not available here. Alright. Well, if that's how it's going to be, then that's how it's going to be. Anyway, we're just going to make our way over here. I'm hopeful that we'll maybe come across a couple of... Yes, we have some looters. Alright, so obviously, because we are starting at age 40, we're going to have a pretty significant amount of attribute points and focus points to spend. And it'll probably be a good idea for me to get something here. So I'm going to go for bow control. We're going to go for some more two-handed, we're going to go for some more riding, going to go for some more athletics, because we're going to need all of these things. And we're probably going to need some stuff in polearms and in one-handed as well, because if we're going to be a gladiator and if we're going to attempt to try and climb the leaderboard in the tournaments, it's going to be a really good idea for me to have a wide variety of skills. But right now, we're just going to go for quite a bit in control, quite a bit in vigor, and a little bit more in endurance. That seems like a pretty good idea. And then maybe a little bit in charm skill too, because charm skill inevitably will be increased as and when we do tasks. Now, you may be thinking, whoa, what's this up here? What's this? Yeah, if you haven't played Banner Kings, well, you're going to get a good idea as to what this is now. So, these are decisions that you can actually make later down the line. Obviously, I can't do anything right now, because most of these things are basically requiring something. There's all kinds of prerequisites in regards to this. So, for example, you need at least 100 clan renown, not in a settlement, or there is no bookseller available. You need to select a companion to recruit. So you can see here, then you can choose what you actually want to recruit. Unfortunately, I don't have 5,000 gold, I don't have 50 influence, I don't have 5,000 gold or 30 influence, and so on and so on and so on. This is actually a really wonderful way to do the recruiting for your companions. Because imagine you want someone that's kind of like a scouting kind of fellow. You're probably going to get the thief, right? Probably going to get the thief. If you want a medic, boom, you got a medic straight away. 5,000 gold it is going to cost you. Otherwise, apart from that, of course, you can found your own kingdom. Of course, I'm going to need something to do it, I'm going to need something to be able to do that. And also re-establish the former Calradian Empire. The empire spanned most of the continent before Emperor Arenikos died without a clear heir. And so I'm going to need 500,000 gold, 1,000 influence, and we are not part of the empire culture. You do not adhere to a faith that is part of the Calradian faith group, and so on and so on and so on. However, I could do this, I think. I'm actually not entirely sure because it is just so incredibly long. The tooltip is so incredibly long, it's very, very difficult for me to see this. You're not the leader of the Botanians. There we go. So I need 1.3 million gold, 1,000 influence. You're not part of the misty hills of northwestern Calradia, dominated by the Botanian clans, and all of this other wonderful stuff. I'm not going to go through it all, obviously, but this is obviously the thing that we will probably be going for. But that is 1.3 million gold. Obviously, where we are right now, it seems like an insurmountable goal to have, but it is a goal nonetheless. It'd probably be a good idea for me to go for that. Anyway, the next tab along is called Education, which is about reading books, learning languages, and choosing your lifestyle, of course. And you can see here, combat experience in tournaments is increased by 200%, which is really, really nice. And so you can see here that there are going to be a variety of different perks that I am actually going to be able to spend and unlock. So for example, Promising Athlete is what we currently have. Gain 30% more profit from bets. Gain 2 relation with a random notable on tournament victory. Very useful. At the moment, I actually have 160 skill, don't I? I think I'm actually not entirely sure what skill I have, but otherwise, apart from that, once we get 160 skill, I will actually unlock the ability to double the amount of bets that I can use in tournaments. And also, after a tournament is finished, you receive a notification of the nearest ongoing tournament, which is actually amazing. That is very, very useful. And then apart from that, you also have Crowd's Favorite, which requires 240 skill level, which allows you to gain double renown rewards for tournament victories, and you also gain 10 influence from tournament victories, which is absolutely incredible. And then apart from that, of course, you do have Faith, which gives you a huge rundown of basically what your faith is. It tells you what your spirits are, and it actually gives you a variety of benefits as well, gameplay benefits. Is as a result. Bonus in forest auto-simulated battles, ability to recruit forest bandit parties under 20 men into your own. That is probably one of the strongest things that I have ever seen, actually. That's very, very strong. We're hopefully going to be able to do something like that. And then apart from that, we have faster raiding of non-Botanian villages and renown gain for raiding non-Botanians. And then apart from that, we also have some doctrines here. So Druidism, preachers provide noble troops. No religious council advisor causes daily influence loss. And we also have Woodland, acreage provides piety, and reduced baseline fervor. And then you also have a huge rundown of who your clergymen are, who the faithful are. So everyone that is following this particular doctrine of faith, which is wonderful, obviously, gets, you can just see all of that wonderful stuff. And that's pretty much it. Yes, that's pretty much it for the character screen. However, there is this. Wisdom. Yes, wisdom. So for wisdom, basically you have 3 other skills, 3 other perk trees here that are added by Banner Kings. They are scholarship, theology, and lordship. And these are how to deal with administration of titles and feudal contracts. So you need to be the legal owner of your settlements, for example, to get lordship. Theology, understanding over spiritual matters. So this is, gaining positive piety gain and all that wonderful stuff. And then you also have scholarship, which is pretty much about reading books, learning languages, and progression in lifestyles. So yeah, it's all about that. And you can see here that it's going to basically do things like allow you to read books to begin with. It's going to allow you to learn more languages. It's going to provide an additional attribute point to clan children coming of age. It's going to give you increased reading rates for books, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go over anything more of this. It's already been 20 minutes and I've barely even gotten into the game. Isn't that... that is just absolutely insane, isn't it? Anyway, let's just go over here, fight these looters very quickly, and then we will be making our way over to Pembroke. I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to get into a tournament relatively soon, because I'm going to need to spend my money on bets rather than on mercenary wages. So I'm actually kind of hoping that maybe I'll get a decent amount of cash from this. If I don't get a decent amount of cash from it, then I will be very sad. But, well, I can't do much about it, can I? No, I can't really do much about it. So we're just going to have to do our best here. But, of course, because we do have that 40% lower party size, we are going to have to be a little bit careful about how things work in regards to the first couple of battles that we do against vassals, and as a result, it would probably be a good idea for me to try and just do some damage as much as possible to the tournament goers of the realm, you know, just try to do that as much as we possibly can. It seems like I'm actually not doing too badly with my bow right now. Seems like my focus points have not gone completely wasted, which I am very, very pleased about, to be honest. I was actually very much hoping that I wouldn't have a huge problem with the bow, and it seems like I'm actually not doing too badly. And there you go, a wonderful victory. Not too bad. I was actually able to get 6 kills. Obviously, I don't really care about the renown right now. I'm basically only caring about gear and money. That's all I care about. So if I can get some gear, if I can get some money along the way, that is all I really want to do. I don't even want to really level up my forces, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, we're going to go over to Pembroke and we're going to see what we can do there. And maybe I should have actually taken that that poacher quest. Oh, and see, now I'm worried about that, you know. Maybe it would have been a good idea for me to do that. As you can see, my mercenary wages, well, my wages for my mercenaries, should I say, are 98 per day, which is actually quite significant considering, you know, we are going to take, what, 2-3 days to actually get there. Okay, what's actually going on here? Is this a brigand quest? If this is a brigand quest, it's in and out. Oh, how terrible. That is a pretty terrible quest for me to get right there. Anyway, ooh, wait a minute. Hello. 10 looters. All right, yeah, come over here, sirs. I can't walk on water. Oh, are you serious right now? Do I really not have a boat? Am I actually going to need to get a boat? Well, that's going to be very difficult, isn't it? That is going to be very difficult. I'm going to have to go to the docks or something like that for me to be able to even afford that. Oh, no. That is pretty terrible. Okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe these looters will be suitable for me to attack. Please don't let them... Yeah, okay. These guys don't have a boat, apparently. These guys don't have a boat, because otherwise they would have gone on to the ocean straight away and escaped us. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Ooh, I like the map. I like the map. Very nice indeed. Yes, this is one of my favorite map types, actually. I love these ones that kind of force the enemy forces as well as your allied forces into a kind of close quarter situation, if you know what I mean. Because it's kind of like, you know, it's forcing everyone into a pretty significant bottleneck, and I absolutely love that. So that's a lot of fun. I did actually level up, so I probably should have done that before I even headed into this battle, but that's fine, because we've still got 4 focus points in archery, and I'm more than likely going to be spending my points elsewhere anyway. I have an axe. Okay, so I have an axe as my melee weapon, which is actually pretty decent, as you can see. I'm not doing too badly, but I don't have very good focus points in one-handed at all. So, of course, that's not really going to be that useful, but I can just stay back here and do a little bit of shooty, and it's not going to be too bad. Look at that, we gained another level. Very nice indeed. Bear in mind, I don't have Chaos's Tweaks installed or anything like that. It was actually something that I wanted to install, but I was having some problems with compatibility with Banner Kings. As far as I'm aware, I think there is a bit of an issue with it. Maybe my load order was just a little bit wrong. That could have been the case, but I wasn't really wanting to spend more hours on it, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to disable it for now, and we're going to see how it is just to play normally without any kind of benefits from Chaos's tweaks. So otherwise, there we go. Oh, we got some new boots. Very nice indeed. That's going to be nice. And I'm just kind of unhappy that we're not really getting a massive amount of money, like actual money from these fights at the moment. I'm actually thinking of getting rid of the Watchmen. I can't even tell how many. Oh, wait a minute. It's 15, and these are 10. Wow, that's actually kind of significant. So I'm thinking we're going to just do this, and then we're going to get rid of these Watchmen. Just purely for the fact that I think I can probably beat most looters and their parties quite easily right now. I don't think I need a huge amount of them, but bear in mind I am going to need to buy a horse, or I will need to sell some of my food, which is a little bit problematic, isn't it? Okay, yeah, we'll just do that, and then we can just sell some of this stuff as well. I kind of want there to be a tournament relatively soon as well. I hope there will be a tournament sometime soon, but there you go. We are now at, what is it now? 2,000 gold. Let's go over to the ferry point real quick. Let's see if we can actually do something there. And we did level up, of course, so let me actually just have a quick look-see here. Decreases the penalty to movement speed for reloading by 50%. I think that actually seems like a much better idea than 10% enemy armor ignore. So we're just going to take that. And what else do we want here? Increased charge damage. I'm actually going to go for increased charge damage this time, because we've actually found out in other series that charge damage is actually kind of cool. So I'm thinking we'll probably do that. I'm just going to put another point in one-handed here. As I said before, we are going to... Whoa, 278? Okay, sure. Yeah, anyway, we are going to try and find, as fast as possible at least, a tournament so that I don't completely waste all of my wonderful money that we have just gained from the oil that I sold. So I'm hopeful that maybe there'll be a tournament somewhere in Ireland. I can only hope there might be. I don't know. It seems kind of weird right now that there aren't any, but maybe I'm just getting super unlucky. Anyway, hello there, sir. I would like to speak to you. Let me see. I don't have any more questions. Any tournaments? Glasgow? Oh, wow. Really? That far away? Are you serious? I just paid 278 to get over here. Surely there must be. Surely there must be something else going on. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, so apparently there isn't. So I'm going to have to... Haha, we're going to have some issues. I actually want these looters to come and chase me again, but apparently they're not going to do that. So what about if there's a... Maybe there's a task here? No, there's some criminality to be had here, but that's pretty much it. Shall we go... Let's go to Dublin, actually. Ireland is very, very small, apparently, right here. We only have two towns, unfortunately. I was actually hoping there might be a couple more there. I probably should have had a look at it before we went over, to be honest, but oh well, never mind. I can always use the ferry over there instead. Ooh, escort merchant caravan. I will never, ever be able to do that in a million years. What about this fellow? He actually has scouting. He could be a pretty good scout. He's also a Batanian. That actually might make sense. Alright, let me just speak to him and see what he's all about. How many... Oh, you're 3... Are you serious right now? Okay, he's 3,000. Okay. Hello. Goodbye. That won't do. That won't do. Alright, I'm just very much hoping that maybe there'll be... maybe there's going to be, you know, like a village task or something like that is actually going to provide me with a pretty decent amount of money. 149 to cross here. Okay, that's a lot cheaper. Ooh, there's Glasgow. Oh, okay, fantastic. I actually thought it was going to be a lot further away. But no, it seems actually quite close, surprisingly. And look, I'm actually in time for the tournament. Oh, yes. Okay, I am very much looking forward to this. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look at the leaderboard. So Thomond, as you can see, is at 29 victories. Obviously, we're going to be trying to beat that as best as we can. But, of course, it is going to take us a bit of time to do that. Alright, so we got a bow, actually. A bow already? That's nice. I like it. Alright, I'm going to try and get a couple of headshots here. And maybe I'll be able to do some damage with that. There we go. Actually, just interrupting that guy quite a bit. Seems like that fellow right there is doing massive damage. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, I'm just going to get out my two-handed. Oh, that was a nice hit if ever I saw one. Who am I being shot by the way? I don't see where he is. Oh, wow, this is bad. Oh, hello. Haha. Yeah. You got... Well, I actually got murdered, but, okay. That was funny. Alright, I was like, oh yeah, you got murdered. No, oh, no, it was actually me. It was actually me that got murdered that time. Oh yes, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Anyway, thankfully we are in Batanian territory technically, so a lot of the tournaments are going to give me two-handed weapons, which is exactly the reason why I kind of wanted to spec in two-handed, because if I'm going to be getting two-handed weapons with the tournaments in the area, then it's just going to allow me to level that up that much faster, which is going to be extremely important for us later down the line. So I'm just trying to get as much action as possible in every single respect. In other words, if there's a fight to be had, I'm going to get into it as soon as possible, because that is the way that you're going to get experience. That's the way that I'm going to get experience as a gladiator. There we go, nice damage. This is a Falksman. He has good two-handed skill. He would probably be beating me pretty easily if... I'm not sure actually what he could have done to be able to beat me there, but okay, well, whatever the case. Ah, this is gonna hurt. Oh no, this is gonna hurt. There we go. Woohoo, that was close. Alright, there you go. That is a wonderful victory. We've increased our relation. I gained a broadsword, which is probably going to be a little bit better than what I was using before. And we also earned 2,260 gold from our bets, which is absolutely fantastic. Going to be super, super useful for us right now. And hopefully we're going to be able to head on to the next tournament. I hope, at the very least. So, where is the next tournament? That's the question. We know that there is one in Bordeaux, but unfortunately Bordeaux is very far away from us right now, so it's probably not going to make too much difference for us. I'm going to increase my movement speed. I always like going for movement speed personally, and increase my damage against shields. I think I might actually want to do that, so that's what I'm going to do. We might end up using an axe, who knows? You know, maybe using an axe and doing 30% more damage against shields is going to be extremely important. And I've actually now just realized that there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns in Batanian territory, which is really, really bad for the gladiator backstory. So that's going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yes, that is going to be a bit of an issue, and that's an understatement and a half. Yeah, we might have some issues with that, because now I'm in a situation where I might not even be able to do that many tournaments in this area, which is going to be sad. Ooh, there are some looters, actually. Hello. Can we do some damage to these guys? Because I could always get some additional experience this way, additional gear and loot and all that stuff this way as well. But I think it might be an idea for us to actually move onto the continent and try to do some damage to the people there. Oh, hello. Okay, this guy's actually joining me. Alright, I guess I'm just going to go for an auto-resolve then. I'm going to get nothing for it, which is very sad. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. Yes. If we do see a rather large bandit party, though, I will 100% be jumping on that. So you know, I'm talking about 10, 15 units. I will get straight on there. Ooh, deliver the herd to Dublin. That might actually be kind of cool. What do you need? 10 sheep. 900 gold. Okay, sure. I will try it. I'm a little bit dubious about it personally. I'm gonna need to swap this around, I think. We're just gonna sell the hatchet. And oh, hello. That's a lot of looters. That is a lot of looters, but unfortunately, this guy was right next to me here, so he's just gonna murder them all. As you can quite clearly tell, I will take some butter there, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it? It's kind of sad when that happens, but oh well, can't really do much about it. Anyway, so we do have some sheep here, which I could technically, if I wanted to be a bit of a scoundrel, I could technically just sell these, but I'm not going to do that, of course. The trader doesn't have enough money. Are you serious that you don't have enough money, sir? You only have 2 gold? What is your issue, sir? I have no idea. What's going on with him? Okay, well, go to the port. So I can actually now buy ships as a result of the Europe mod, as far as I'm aware. The Europe mod does allow you to buy that, unless that is a Banner Kings thing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm getting mixed up between the two now. But yes, anyway, talk to the shipwright, see the ships for sale. They're going to be very expensive, as you can see right here. I mean, the dinghy is not actually that bad. It's only 4,000, so I should be able to buy that sometime soon. But yeah, as it stands right now, I just don't have the ability to do pretty much anything. Also, my piety is going up very, very slowly, as you can see, but that's absolutely fine. As long as it's going up, that's all we kind of need to do. Anyway, we're going to go straight on into the arena. I actually did want to install a mod that would allow me to not have to speak to the tournament master before actually knowing where the tournaments were in other areas of the map. And it would basically just tell me, oh yeah, there's another tournament going on in X place. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that work, and it was consistently making my game crash. So I decided, you know what, yeah, we're not going to do that. Anyway, seems like I will have to go to Dublin, so Ferry Point it is over here. And, oh, there's a tournament. There's a tournament going on. Oh, hello. Yes, I want to do this straight away. Please let me in. Yes, come on, come on, come on. We're taking way too long because I need to actually, you know what I should do? I should buy a mule, shouldn't I? I should buy a mule or a hobby horse or something like that. Let's just buy this. There we go. That's expensive. Why? Why is it so expensive? Oh my. Okay, well, whatever the case, we're going to join the tournament. A Highland mail shirt. Ooh, yes. That is a wonderful upgrade for us as well. I'm loving it. All right, so here we go. 150 we're betting. We've got a bow. Let's see if I can do a little bit of quick damage right here. I just try to do a little bit of a shot just before we head in, just so that I can potentially get a bit of skill. You know, just a little bit of skill. And maybe give us a slight edge in the beginning of the fight. And this guy's going to die. There we go. He's out of there. Thank you very much. All right. Now we're ready to go into the next one as well. Okay, so once again, nice little quick shot off. Maybe another one? Nah, no, we're not going to go for another one. I'm chancing it right there. Because this guy's got a nice two-handed axe. He's ready to do some damage. There we go. He's dead too. Now I can go for a nice little overhead there. Yes. Unfortunately, we're not getting any kills, which is kind of a bit of a shame, because that is going to give me a little bit more experience than it would otherwise for us just to attack, you know. But, you know, can't do much about that, because we just want to gain victory. We just want to gain victory. That's all we really want. Okay, so Botanian Scout, two-handed sword, loving it. Let's do it. Oh, how? Oh. Okay. Yeah. That is the sigh of a defeated man right there. That is the sigh of an absolutely broken individual. I guess this. I don't even know. I have no words, all right? I have no words. I have no idea how he was able to do, you know, just swing so incredibly easily right there. But okay, apparently he was able to do that. That is really very interesting. And now I have very little money, but okay. Okay. You know what? I can only just say I should have been a bit more careful. That's it. I should have been a bit more careful. I did go for the overhead. Did you see? I went for the overhead, and that overhead was short by a very small margin. And the fact that it was short basically signed my death warrant. That was the entire reason why we had any issues whatsoever there. So next time around, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play a bit more defensively at first. I just want to get the first hit. That was the main problem. I wanted to get the first hit, and in doing so, that caused me to just die. So yeah, that really made things much, much more difficult than they had to be. Anyway, it's fine because we're okay. We're here, you know, we've made it all the way over to Pembroke. And I am just going to sell my axe real quick because we're going to go in here. Oh my, okay. Dawnbreaker is a really nice sword as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's a one-handed, albeit a one-handed, but it is going to sell for a very large amount, so we need to win this tournament. Let's see what I can do here. Hopefully I'm going to do alright. Okay, yeah, I see, that's a funny thing. I know I can win these, right? I know I can win these, but I was just absolutely imbecilic right there. Just absolutely imbecilic. Not entirely sure what even happened, but yeah. I mean, as I explained, it was basically just a case of me misjudging the reach on the two-handed sword. And that was all. That was pretty much all it was. There we go. Nice little victory right there. I'm gonna go hard now, right? I'm going really, really tough against these guys. We want to make sure that we are going to achieve victory. So I'm just gonna do nice little. Okay, hello. See, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. Going for overheads sometimes not that accurate, but it is always a good idea to go for the overhead. It does more damage than pretty much anything else. Ooh, they're giving us a one-handed right here. Okay, this is actually not even entirely bad, because that means that I'm going to be able to block some of the arrows that are coming in, and I will be able to hopefully level up my one-handed skill a little bit too. As I said before, we're going to be mostly speccing our focus points into a variety of different combat skills, because of course we need to be good at pretty much everything if we are going to achieve victory in these tournaments. Hilariously enough, that was not the reason why I actually died before, but yeah, anyway, there you go. That's the kind of thing I wanted to do before, but again, misjudged the reach of the sword. It is a small-ish reach sword, that's all I can say. Oh well, never mind. It is fine. We know we're going to win a bunch of tournaments in the future, and that's all that really matters, right? Yes, that is all that really matters. And I'm actually really happy that we're getting pretty lucky with where we're going right now. You know, we seem to be going to where the tournaments are being held. I'm actually wondering whether if we move on to Dublin and we move on to the other little town over here, Waterford, if we move on there, then maybe, just maybe, there's going to be another tournament going on, which would be quite fun. But yeah, Dawnbreaker, as you can see, does have slightly more cutting damage, but generally it is not that amazing. So I'm just going to be selling it for 965, which is getting us ever closer to getting a wonderful little ship to call our own. A lovely little dinghy, so that we don't have to use these little ferry points any further, and it's going to be a little bit easier for us. And I have a huge herd deficit at the moment as well, as you can see, because I'm obviously ferrying a massive amount of sheep, which is the reason why we're traveling so slowly, but it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. As long as I don't actually come across a huge amount of bandits that I don't necessarily want to fight, then that's okay. Anyway, I can actually train these troops right now, so I'm going to take them. I think training these troops is going to be kind of easy, and also it's going to eliminate a little bit of the herd deficit. And look at this. This is exactly what I thought would happen. We've got another tournament going on here. This is absolutely amazing. Really, really good timing. And I'm going to be buying one of these and one of these. This is actually a better horse than what I have, so we're just going to be swapping those over, and then let's go into the tournament. We have a one-handed bearded axe. The tournament rewards are not looking particularly amazing right now. I'm hopeful that it will get better in due time. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get something like a, you know, warhorse or something that I can sell for a significant amount of cash. But at the moment, we're not getting particularly lucky in that regard. Not sure if I need to go to certain places on the map to be able to get that. Maybe the Britannians are not necessarily known for their horses, potentially. Not sure about that, but yeah, what can you do? You know, just got to take what you can get, really, especially in this case. And these are pretty large fights, actually. Pretty large fights, but we do get an opportunity to level up our one-handed skill, which is actually quite good. Very, very important for us to do that. Need to be a bit careful here, though. Definitely don't want to get myself killed. Just want to assist my forces in winning the day. There we go. Take him out, take him out. There we are. Lovely. Absolutely wonderful. And a two-handed sword. Okay, remember what we've got to do now. Do not go too hard initially. Haha, he says, as he literally just runs in, gets himself smacked in the face by a guy that has much better two-handed skill than he does. Okay. That was very funny. I thought to myself, am I gonna die? And then I turned around and saw that my ally was already dead. And I thought, oh no, I might actually lose here. Yeah, that would be really problematic, wouldn't it? But there we go. Thankfully, no, we're okay. We're okay. We did get some nice money, and I can also obviously sell this axe now if I want to, which is obviously the main reason why we wanted to do that. But I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to gain another tournament that is actually going to be giving us some kind of body armor, because obviously the previous one actually would have given us body armor, which would have been amazing. But yeah, it didn't happen the way that I wanted it to, so yes, unfortunate, isn't it? Anyway, let's go on to Dublin. Let's hope there's another tournament going on there, because we've actually just done the tournament circuit, basically, and we can only hope. There might be one. There might be one appearing in the next day or so. I'm not entirely sure. Guess we're going to find that out in just a second. And we're going to just say hello there. I brought 10 sheep as agreed. Another 900 gold. And look at how much money we've got now. We've got 6,400. Pretty good. Not too bad. And we can also recruit a huge amount of people, by the way. Thanks to Banner Kings, it now enables you to recruit 10 units from every single notable. So if you have a huge amount of relation with a particular notable, then you're going to have a wonderful time. Absolutely wonderful time. And you can just click on recruit all, or you can just press A, and then you're going to get all of them added to your army, which is amazing. Let me take a quick look at what we've got going on here. All right, so Shield Bash. Yeah, no, not going to be going for Shield Bash, I don't think. I'm going to be going for one-handed weapons, allow us to react a little bit faster. And we're going to be going for another focus point in that. Maybe another focus point in... Ooh, I'm now wondering what I should do, because I'm wondering whether I should spec into polearms, throwing, or crossbows. Because inevitably, if we go into French territory, which is technically Vlandia, they're going to have a lot of fights that are surrounding polearms, spears, things like that, and it's probably going to be a good idea that I spec a little bit into that. So I'm going to go for a little bit in that, and then we're going to go for a couple more points in endurance just to kind of keep that somewhat even-ish. And then we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that's going to be kind of nice. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to wait here for a little bit of time. We're just going to wait here for some time, just in case a tournament does pop up in Dublin. If it doesn't pop up in the next day or so, then I will be making my way over to Glasgow once again. And then we're going to see whether there's another tournament going on there, because maybe the tournament circuit ignored Dublin this time, and maybe next time that is where it will appear. So we'll see what happens. I'm not seeing any looters right now either. I would like to try and get into some additional battles, because of course we do have the training troops quest. But yeah, unfortunately it doesn't seem as though there are any tournaments going on in Dublin. So I will just talk to this guy and have a look. See, no, okay, apparently there's nothing going on in the entirety of this area of Botanian territory right now, so we don't really need to worry about that. And as a result, we can pretty much just move on and go somewhere else. Maybe try and fight a couple of bandits that we come across. Or I would very much like, I would love to be able to escort a merchant caravan, but that's going to be extremely difficult for us right now, at least in my opinion. Or I would like to get a task to eliminate brigands. That would be an absolutely dream task, because I don't have the ability to actually field a huge amount, because as you can see, we do have the gladiator deficit that is actually providing us a pretty significant disadvantage. But that doesn't really matter too much, because the faster that you're actually able to level up the clan, the easier it's going to be inevitably in the end. Because obviously, even though it is 40%, more people joining you, the better, right? More people joining you, it's going to be, you know, you're going to be increasing your party size by a pretty significant amount, and then you're going to have a wonderful time, whether it is 40% less or not. But of course, it is going to be 5 years, and then eventually we will have the ability to field much larger armies, which is, of course, around the time that maybe we're going to be getting into making ourselves into a rather powerful entity in the world. But obviously we have not seen that just yet. Okay, yeah, still needs drought animals or draft animals or whatever they're called. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's actually have a look-see here. I would like, if at all possible, to actually find some of those tasks, but it seems like I'm not getting particularly lucky here. And how is the... See, this is exactly the reason why I actually thought Botania would be a fantastic culture to choose, because you can see that mostly we are running into everything right now. We are running into all kinds of trees, a huge amount of fields, and yeah, and forests, obviously, and that is making a huge difference in terms of our speed. And you can see here, you can see here that we were actually running through some stuff, but it's okay, because we're now in a fight, which we can actually tell our forces just to charge straight on in. I'm actually not going to do too much with this. I do have super speed installed as well, and so I'm probably just going to be doing that real quick and just letting my forces just fight. I'm hopeful that some of the borrowed troops will actually get a little bit of experience from this. I think they did, yeah. I think they did get a little bit of experience right there. Yeah, as you can see, they did actually level up, which is quite nice. And otherwise, we did get some gloves, which is always nice too, because that's going to very much help us to prevent damage, especially considering, you know, we're going to be slashing with a two-handed. It's going to be a good idea to kind of protect our arms a little bit more. And we can only just hope that maybe I'm going to come across a task that is going to give me access to more brigands. Deliver the herd to Paris. Oh, okay, hello. Are you wanting to deliver sheep, sir? No, cattle. 1,800. Okay, hello. Okay, 1,800. Okay, that sounds pretty fun. Let me see what I can do about that, actually. Let me see. There's the ferry point. Okay, so where's Paris? Oh, Paris is actually not that far away. It's not that far away, so we shouldn't have too many difficulties actually doing this right now. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, perfect. Hello. Yes. Yes, this is wonderful. Brigands are going to come to me now, which is absolutely perfect. I love it. Okay, mercenary swordsman or mercenary crossbowman, don't really care either way, to be honest. So we're basically just going to be just waiting here. And they're going to come over to me, right? They will come over to me, yes? I'm hoping, cross fingers. I don't know what's going on with all the brigands right now, because it seems like they're not actually appearing in this area, which is kind of weird. Ah, there we go. There we have some. But they're now doing some weird stuff with a boat. Okay. Yeah, I can't actually get that. Not unless I purchase a boat, of course. That is unfortunate. Oh, hello. Perfect. Please, 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 please. I really want to get that. I really want to get these looters. There we go. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go in. I'm just going to do the same thing once again. Huge super speed right here. Just going to send them in. If some of them die, then they die. That's just how it's going to have to be. But the best thing that they can do is just get experience. Just get experience as much as possible. That's what we want them to do. And we're going to be looking a little bit more like a Botanian now, as we have changed our colors into green, which is nice. And as you can see, we do get another little bit of a level up right there. We'll go for some more mercenary swordsmen. And let's put these guys at the top and put these guys just below them, just so that they can maybe escort them a little bit, doing what they need to do. So these herd quests are actually kind of hard for me right now, because I literally just cannot field that many troops. And as a result of not fielding that many troops, I of course do not have the ability to kind of, what is it now? Not disparage, but kind of offset the herd deficit. That's the main thing that's actually causing problems right now, of course. Anyway, we're just going to once again tell these guys to charge. But this time around, I'm actually going to go into the fight and see if I can maybe do a little bit of damage here. Because, of course, the enemy does have 12 enemies this time. And we only have 9 or 8 or something like that. So, probably be a good idea for me to maybe do some damage. Oh, I really wanted to do some damage from here, actually. That would have been amazing. Good skill bonus. But no such luck. Not getting particularly lucky here. Can I get some headshots, please? There we go. There's a nice little headshot. Okay, I want these guys to follow me, basically. I want to try and bait them as much as possible so that they are not attacking my troops. Because if I can kind of distract them a little bit, That's going to make all the difference in the world. Can I actually get my sword out? Yeah, there we go. Nice damage. Yes. There we go. Absolutely perfect. And there we are. That is wonderful. Yes. No one died this time around, which was actually kind of good. And I actually wonder if any of my people actually leveled up. I think they might have, but there you go. That's the end of that quest. Unfortunately, would have been nice if we had just gotten more of that. But yeah, can't do much about that now. Anyway, borrow troops. Okay, so we need one more. Ugh. What a terrible turn of events that is. Oh, wait. Ah, hello. This is perfect. Maybe we can actually get them before they turn into a boat. Or they're going to just run away really, really fast because they have no herd deficit, of course. Yeah, I'm going to recruit these. There's a reason why I'm recruiting these as well. It's to offset the herd deficit. As you can see, it's offset it completely. And we are now able to catch up to them very, very easily in actual fact. So recruiting those prisoners really made a huge difference. All right, so I actually wonder whether we should just tell them to charge straight on in. Yep, that actually worked. That's absolutely fine. And yeah, now it is absolutely done. Send the troops back and we gain 2,400 from that quest. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to go on to the ferry point and then we're going to make our way to Paris. But you know what? I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.